Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Bob. Perhaps you're familiar with Keanu Reeves. He's an actor who has starred in many different movies over the years. He's had a long career, but as much as he's known for being an actor, he's also known for his acts of kindness, both to people he knows and to people he doesn't. Now, there are numerous accounts, especially on the film set. Winona Ryder starred with him in the movie Dracula, and at one point in the movie, she is supposed to cry out of this sense of fear. And the director, Francis Ford Coppola, instructed some of the actors to start screaming these terrible things at her to just wear her down. And both Anthony Hopkins, who was in the movie, and Keanu Reeves refused to take part in that. And that was something she would reflect on later, that he always treated people with respect. It was a few years back that apparently people on Twitter started noticing that Keanu Reeves would never hold on to a female actress when he was doing pictures or the red carpet. He wouldn't automatically grab them around the waist. He kind of held his hand apart from their back so as not to be disrespectful to them, and people took notice of that. When one of his movies was shutting down, it was The Matrix, he bought several of the cast members Harley Davidson motorcycles because he was so grateful to work with them. On numerous movies, he took pay cuts so that the effects of the film or other actors could be brought on so that the film could maintain its budget. He reduced his salary for the sake of all. In another movie, he was so impressed by the work of two stuntmen. They were characters, kind of minor characters in the film, but he was so impressed with their work that instead of them being killed off in this movie, he insisted that they be kept alive so that they could act in the sequel. On another movie's wrap-up session, he bought all of the staff personalized Rolex watches, again, as a show of his gratitude, but what incredible generosity. In one interview, he was asked about his foundation, and he has a foundation that works with children's hospitals to help children in need, to help the needs of the hospital. And he made a point to say that he supports it, but he doesn't want his name tied to it so that they can make their own decisions, and it allows them to operate in the best way. He continues to support it. But again, this act of incredible kindness done in humility. There's another account of one time when he was promoting a movie. He was on stage and the audience in front of him, there was a woman, I guess a big fan, who shouted out, "You're breathtaking." And Keanu Reeves immediately turned it back, and "You're breathtaking." He told the audience, "You're all breathtaking." Well, on the way to his movie set, he was working on a movie set, another local fan in the town where he was working put up a sign in her front yard, "You're breathtaking." And when he saw that on his way to the set, he had his driver stop, and he jumped out of the car and ran over to the sign and wrote that she too was breathtaking. He's done random act of kindness for people that never realized who he was. He's done it when people longed to get closer to him because he's a star. There was one account of a person who was working at a movie theater He was the projectionist, and in walks Keanu Reeves to watch a movie, and this young man was trying to get his autograph, but he could never get close enough, and so he had to go on and go in the booth to start the movie. Well, a few minutes later, there was a knock on the door, and the young man thought it was his boss. Instead, it was Keanu. And he said, "I realized you were probably trying to get my autograph. And so here you go." And it was a receipt from the concession stand where Keanu Reeves had bought ice cream, which he threw away, and gave the young man the receipt with his signature on it. Now, I suppose those who are cynical might say, well, he's doing it for the publicity. Maybe they're right. But I'll take the right thing for the wrong reasons. Sometimes we do the right thing for selfish reasons, but the more we practice doing the right thing, the more it can kind of be a habit. I don't know what the initial motivation was for Keanu, but it seems like it's a genuine part of who he is as a person. And even though he is very kind of quiet and humble, other people have noticed these things. And now, if you Google his name, it talks about acts of kindness. What do you want to be known for? He's known for acts of kindness almost as much as his films. What are you known for? Is there anything that you want to start doing so that it can kind of change the dialogue about who you are? If people talk about you in one regard, oh, that Pat is such a kind, funny, compassionate person. How do you want people to fill in the blank, and how will they know who you are unless you live as that person? I hope today you live as the person that you want to be known as. Be the person God created you to be. Have a great day.